Hey, welcome back to Good Day. A federal judge put guidelines on transgender bathrooms in schools on hold. We're going to get a little help on this one. Chad Ruback, an appeals lawyer. So is it fair to say that when this lawsuit was filed by the state of Texas, by Attorney General Ken Paxton, they may have gone shopping for a friendly judge?
Wouldn't surprise me. They chose to file suit in Wichita Falls, Texas, which is about as conservative a venue as they come. Attorney General Paxton wasn't going to be filing this suit in Corpus Christi, for example.
Right, where you have some Democrat-appointed judges who tend to be fairly liberal.
Fair enough.
Right, so you got a good conservative Republican-appointed judge. The guidelines we've been saying, and some people have mistakenly called them an order, they were guidelines to schools on what you might want to do as far as bathroom use for transgender students, with kind of a hammer hanging over the heads of the school districts.
I'll call them guidelines plus.
Yeah.
In that the federal government, the Obama administration, has said these are just guidelines, but if you don't follow them, you might not get any more funding for the public schools in your state.
Right.
Is that just a guideline?
Yeah, that's probably a little more than a guideline. So Ken Paxton, the Attorney General, filed it, says in response to this, the Obama administration attempting to rewrite the laws enacted by the elected representatives of the people. He's talking there about Title IX, a federal law that requires equal access to public education. We think of it normally as college athletics being Title IX.
This is a bit of an unusual situation. The Obama administration has issued these guidelines saying that public schools throughout the country need to allow, or should consider strongly allowing, students to choose a bathroom based on their chosen gender identity. That doesn't seem to be closely related to the Title IX that we often hear about in the news.
Right, and that's what the judge said, is that this is what we're talking, the law is talking about birth gender, not chosen gender.
Basically, Judge O'Connor said this is a huge stretch, President Obama.
Right. Now, what does this practically mean? For example, Fort Worth Public Schools were out ahead of this, and before this lawsuit was filed, before the guidelines came out, the Fort Worth Public Schools and many others issued some rules within their schools saying schools will accommodate transgender students. Does this ruling by the court negate those?
Absolutely not. Judge O'Connor's ruling doesn't tell school districts what they can and can't do, doesn't tell states what they can and can't do, merely says the federal government can't tell them what to do in this situation.
So the schools may look at going beyond what the law requires and offer accommodations to transgender students if that school board chooses to do so.
Absolutely. That's decided on a school board by school board decision basis.
Does a ruling like this very early on, there's not been extensive testimony, there's not been evidence, there has not been a trial, but what is a federal judge saying by telling the Obama administration, hold your horses, not so fast? Are they ruling, is the court ruling on the merits of the case?
Not at all. The court didn't reach the merits. What the court did do was issue a preliminary injunction which indicates this is what I think I'm going to ultimately rule some point down the road. That's all a preliminary injunction is.
Does it have any more weight that it was not just the state of Texas and the very conservative administration here, but also 11 other states joined in it? Does that carry additional weight as far as the court is concerned?
It certainly adds some significance in the court's decision-making process. This is not just a case affecting the state of Texas. Judge O'Connor, in his opinion, specified that his preliminary injunction should apply nationwide. He probably wouldn't have done that if this were just Texas filing suit.
Do you it certainly is not the last word. The administration will likely call up, I don't know, somebody like an appellate lawyer and say, help us fight this.
I'm confident the administration did that on Sunday as soon as they received Judge O'Connor's ruling.
And so last word is probably years away.
A long time off. This case will ultimately be decided by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Right. You guys stretch these things out for years, don't you? Thanks very much. We appreciate the insight. We've got more to come here on Good Day.